All right, I don't want the music to stop. Good morning, coaches. This is your wake up call. I'm Sandy Buadana. Today is Monday, June 6th. We're going to have fun today. A lot is going on. When we started the network 15 years ago, we did not have all of the awards that you see now, that you're all these goals that you are striving for and reaching. As we went on in time, we created new milestones as coaches were producing very, very well. Success Club started out as a way to honor coaches who helped 3 to 5 new people every single month. And if you achieved Success Club for 12 months straight, you were called a Success Club All-Star. And if you achieved Success Club 24 months straight, you were called an All-Star Legend. But what happens when you hit 50 months in a row, or 100 months in a row, or 125 months in a row? That is where we are at right now. This month, we are featuring coaches who have been helping people in this network for over 13 years, 13, 14, 15 years. I am featuring legendary speakers on the Wake Up Call all the month of June. And these coaches have created a discipline in their businesses and unshakable habits, which has made them admired by their peers. And that is what a legend is, someone who is admired by their peers. It is a compound effect, which you all know that book. The compound effect is that little things that you do at a time, over time, yields greater results. So today's going to be really fun. I want you all to join in. We've got a great speaker. So I want you to tag your coaches. So because, the whole Facebook lag, I'm trying to get the live Facebook Live moving so that our featured speaker today has an audience that she so well deserves. So tag your coaches to get on and watch. Now I will move the call over to recognition. We've got some names to announce today. Hi, Darren.
Good morning, Sandy. How's it going?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for today. So I will let you take it away.
Awesome. Good morning, coaches. And like Sandy said, we do have a lot. And let me tell you, it was a good week. So let's start with our newest Diamond coaches. Here they are. Congratulations to, and there are some crazy names today. I'll just say that right now.
There's no crazy names, Darren. There are no crazy names. There's just crazy slides. Where are your slides?
Aren't they up? Uh-oh. What happened? Here we go.
That's what's so crazy is that we are expecting you to memorize the names.
Yes. Okay. I'm getting there. Here we go. Do you see them?
Yes.
Okay. That was crazy. You're right. Okay. Our newest Diamond coaches. Here we go. Krista Einonson, Dave Adams, Terriane Bandura, Aurélie Bezot Deschenets, Aaron Block, Jeff Brownrouder, Trishalyn Campbell, Brianna Clark, Ashton Dargenzio, Lauren Doherty, Yolinette Flores, Aaron Gerard, Jasmine Glasgow, Meredith Gna, Jessica Incorvia, Caitlin Kwiatkowski, Charles Lovaglio, Tiffany Nemetko, Haley Peters, John Phillips, Caitlin Sharp, Fanny Siroy, Crystal Tarbox, Lindsay Taylor, Heather Vaughn, Tracy Ward, Stacy Zokan, and Carol Zurales. Those were your newest Diamond coaches. Congratulations, guys. Now for our newest Star Diamond, here they are. Kimikiwi Anderson, Dana Davis, Brianne Ducharme, Kayla Hernandez, Sarah Kaufeld, Lindley Loni, Deanna Mahaley, Mary Maxine Micollet. Those are your newest Star Diamond coaches. And now your newest 2-star Diamond coaches. Here we go. Jessica Adams, Kenya Batista, Hannah Boyce, Janalyn Cruz, Carrie Faust, Olivia Gaunt, Melissa Heffron, Tammy Keating, Lauren Mones, and Sheila Allure. Those were your newest 2-star Diamond coaches. Congratulations, you guys. We're not done yet, coaches. We have two new 3-star Diamond coaches. In the top of that, Angie Belmar and Melissa Kelly. All right. going further up to a 4-star diamond coach. Congratulations to Kaylee Apple and our newest 5-star diamond coach, Tara Sanabasan. And coaches, we're not done. We have new 7-star diamond coaches, 2 of them. Congratulations to Nicole Dobransky and Kristen Rowe. And I believe that is it for recognition this morning. If you know these coaches, congratulate them on a job well done. They will be walking across stage at Summit. Very excited about that, which is coming up so fast. But let's bring something else up. Let's bring up Keyshawn with the announcements. Keyshawn, good morning.
Good morning, Darren. Thank you for reading all those incredible names, and congratulations to all those teams represented. Like, I know you're probably wondering, like, they do recognition every single week. Yes, it is not one of our 4 vital behaviors for a reason, y'all. We do it because we know the work that it takes to be on the front line every single day, working to not only continue to evolve into your next and best level, but to help other people put themselves in success potential. All right, I have 3 quick announcements for you. The first one, you already know what's coming. Tomorrow, June 7th, Fire and Flow officially launches what we call our VIP early access to customers. It's already available for all coaches and preferred coaches. And tomorrow, June 7th, is going to be available for your customers during our VIP early access also. We know that starting at launch, which was a couple weeks ago, every single Total Solution Pack is $20 off. If you want to learn more about Fire and Flow, about the Total Solution Packs that we offer for Fire and Flow, go to FAQ. Let's see, we have, well, not that one quite yet, but go to that FAQ 2400, but go to FAQ 5347. I know that many of you guys were working hard in the last couple of weeks to get an entry into Jericho and Elisa's, those are the creators of Fire and Flow, exclusive BOD group. Well, it starts today. So if you are like, where's the email? How do I get in? Go, that's the voice I just imagined. Go to FAQ 7626. It will give you all the details to make sure that you get into the group that you earned your way into. Lastly, on Fire and Flow, which we are so excited about, make sure that you check out the product toolkit and your coach breaking news. There's a lot of information and resources that we are continuing to add in there every single week. And we add them in the coach office for all languages. So French, Spanish, English. And then we have a Frame.io link that's right now in English only. Go to your coach breaking news and check out those resources. There's ways on how to talk about Fire and Flow, how to leverage it, how to share the sample workout with the people that you know, and how to convert those views into people who are going to be pressing play with you as you start your group around Fire and Flow. All right. I cannot wait to hear and see all of the transformation stories around Fire and Flow, because we know that this is a program that is all encompassing. It is the fitness and it's the mindset health. And that's what I'm really, really excited about this program. All right. The second announcement that we have is all about your personal promo codes. Okay. Every single coach has access to $20 off personal promo code. So this is great to help someone get started. So if you have someone who's been on the edge, who maybe gave you a price objection, this is a great opportunity to go back to them and let them know, hey, I got a promo code for you. And my group is starting on the 13th. Are you ready to do this with me with this $20 off? And it's also perhaps a great way to help your people that you already have keep going. Maybe they have standalone BOD, Beachbody on Demand. Maybe this is a great way for you to help them complete their total solution pack, because we know that it's the health, the fitness, the nutrition, and of course, you that really sets people up for success. So the code is your first name, June 20. Now, there's some caveats. So you'll go to FAQ 8423. But listen, if there's a caveat, you're like, oh, man, I don't qualify. Use your uplines. Because the thing about the personalized promo code is that you still use your coach link. So regardless if your name is Sarah, which is a very popular name here in America, if your name is Sarah and you're like, how many Sarahs are there? It doesn't matter. You can use Sarah June 20. All right. Share it. And this is for every Total Solution Pack, $149 and above. First name, June 20. The third and final announcement that I have is all about the Beachbody On Demand Interactive Block. We have a new 21-day challenge, which actually starts today, June 6th. The FAQ to learn more about body blocks is FAQ 7958. But this is another opportunity to reach people. If you have people who aren't quite ready to jump all in with a program like Fire and Flow that's very structured, maybe they want to do some live classes, some community classes. That's what Beachbody On Demand Interactive provides. Then let's get them started this way. The fact of the matter is that we have the resources, we have the tools that whomever may need it, we have so that they can press play and keep pressing play and reach their desired goals. So Fire and Flow, we got Body Block. This Body Block starting June 6th to the 27th, and they start the first Monday of every single month. Go to the FAQ to check me on that. FAQ 7958. Those are the announcements that I have for you guys today. And I'll just end it with this. I heard a story this morning about a young boy who is learning how to swim, but doesn't want to dunk his head in the water. Now, how can you learn how to swim if you don't go all in, all underneath the water? Well, I was thinking maybe that's my coaches. Maybe that's my Beachbody coach family trying to swim, but not willing to go all in. Let this be your message for today, to go all in. We have all the things you need. Like I mentioned, whether it be Fire and Flow or Body Block or another program that is giving you life right now, go all in, whether it be 2B Mindset, Ultimate Portion Fix. Maybe you're doing some sort of a version of 75 Hard with our nutrition programs. Maybe it's your team, the team that you're on, go all in, or the team that you are building, go all in. The call today with Meg is going to be thebomb.com, y'all. But let it be a reminder. Don't just sit here and invest your time and waste this investment. Get a return on your investment. Let Meg's voice be the push to go all in with us. It's not about perfection, y'all. It's about taking messy action. It's about doing it exactly how you are today and committing to evolving and committing to sharing what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you're doing it and who you're doing it with. That's the beauty of coaching. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know it all. You don't have to be at your goal weight already to start sharing. All you have to do is be willing to go all in with what you're doing and go all in with your willingness to share it and your willingness to invite other people to do it with you. It's time, y'all. It's go time, and we got you. If you jump in the water, we got you. We are your life vest, so to speak, with all the resources that you can need that are literally changing lives, that are changing the trajectory of families and how people are living holistically. Go all in and get your hair wet. All right, that's it. That's the message. Don't hold back, y'all, on the possibilities and how Beachbody can be an incredible resource for you to reach your goals holistically. Sandy, that's all I got, girl. Let me pass it back over to you.
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody is saying they're kind of scared. They need a push. They don't want to get their hair wet. Really very cool message. Thank you. And I know somebody that went all in 13 years ago. That's our next featured speaker. You guys, all right, tag your coaches now. I want her to get a very big audience live this morning. This year marks her 13th year as a coach. She's going to talk a little bit about how she started and what she's doing now. She is currently a 10-time elite coach. What? 10-time. She is also a superstar diamond coach. She's also part of the Legacy Club, which I mentioned last week, I think it was. Legacy means over the years of working hard as a Beachbody coach, your earnings have surpassed $1 million. Okay. The name of her team is a Purpose-Driven Nation. Of course, she is driven by her own purpose, but this is the part that I love. 127 months in Success Club, straight months, consecutive, every month helping at least 3 new people get healthy, get their mind in the right place, get their fitness in the right place. You guys, she's from Sylvania, Ohio. Let's bring on Meg Kozlowski. Yippee!
Hi. Oh my gosh. It's funny when you read those things because I still feel like 2009. I feel like it's blown by. And we always say, like, I've grown up in Beachbody, and I have, because I signed up in 2009. It's insane to me.
I know. 2009. I mean, Facebook was just 2 years old, I think, right? And we didn't even use it back then.
Very little. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Social media was just erupting, but you have come a long way, and you have definitely dipped your toe into the water and gotten your hair wet. So why don't you talk about 2009? What brought you here? Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Yeah, let's go back to 2009. Like, before I had any babies, before I was married, honestly, you guys, I signed up primarily for the discount. On paper, I would have been the perfect coach. I went to school for nutrition. I was working on my master's in public health nutrition, but I was really busy. I was going to school. I was working 2 part-time jobs. I was trying to lose 30 pounds that I had gained during my college years, and I was in over my head. So when my coach came to me and she said, "You should really look into coaching," I thought, nope, not doing that. Like, I am too busy. I don't want to put my life on social media. But she got me with the discount. She said, "You're already drinking Shakeology. Why don't you just try the discount?" And so I thought, okay, like, I always like to save money, right? So I dove in and did it just for the discount. But what I didn't know at the time, you guys, was that Beachbody coaching was the missing piece to me really making nutrition and fitness a consistent practice in my life. Like I mentioned, I went to school for nutrition, but unfortunately, I was doing things very, very wrong. I was working out too hard. I wasn't eating enough, and I didn't have support around me to really, keep with the habits. So I also really had it in my heart. One of the reasons I went to school for nutrition is that I wanted to help people be healthier, and I didn't really have a platform. So I thought, okay, maybe this coaching thing can give me that platform eventually. But if I can just inspire one person with me just going in and sharing my journey, then it's going to be worth it. So for about 2 years, you guys, so 2009, signed up. 2011, I found myself in my first full-time career at a local YMCA. I was an exercise manager. I thought it was my dream job. I taught fitness classes. I worked in the fitness center. But very quickly, I found myself very unfulfilled. I was getting pretty annoyed that they were in charge of my schedule, that I was having to work, weekend shifts, just sitting there, like, doing nothing really. And I felt like I was not using my degree to the fullest. And so I went to my upline coach, Janelle, and I said, okay, I see you being successful with this coaching thing. Like, what do I need to do? Just tell me exactly what to do, and I'm going to do it. And so she sent me the business activity tracker, and she suggested a personal development book that I read. And to be honest, when she said the PD part, I was like, I don't really want to do that. Like, I'm a positive person. I hate reading. Like, do I really need this? And she said, that's the big part, Meg. Like, you need to do the personal development along with the business activity tracker and start sharing your journey on social media. And so I thought, okay, I have nothing left to lose. I am losing myself in this career. So let's just try it, right? But one of the really important things, you guys, is I didn't look for quick results. I always tie it into our own health and fitness journey. And a week into committing to a nutrition program and committing to your workouts, you're not going to see crazy results. You might see small, tiny little changes, right? So I told myself, I'm going to give myself 6 months. 6 months of really leaning into this business activity tracker and doing the things on the tracker, right? And committing to my journey and sharing it like myself, okay? Like, not changing who I am, just sharing who I am and reading my personal development. Let's see what happens. And guess what happened? I started to see some tangible results. But the biggest thing, you guys, is that I started to see that for the first time in my life, I was having control over what my future was going to look like. And that's when things really got crazy. As Keyshawn said, I love that she said, dunk your head in the water. I dunked my head in the water. I did it all the way, right? All the way in, you guys, to the freezing cold water. And I never looked back. That was 11 years ago. Like, mind blowing that it's 11 years ago. And actually, May, I was telling Sandy, because this still gets me choked up, is that it's been 10 years of being a full-time Beachbody coach.
You know, I keep thinking that this month I'm going to be saying this a lot, and that's the more things change, the more they stay the same. I mean, you signed up to get a discount, but you didn't really start working the business till 2 years later. So all of you out there that are bringing coaches in that are, you know, getting a discount, keep at it, keep talking to them, keep getting them, you know, through the getting their hair wet. So I wrote that down. And then also no PD. So PD stands for personal development. And again, people just go, I don't do that. That's, you know, frou-frou stuff. It's like, I don't need personal growth. I don't need self-help books. No one realizes it until they look back how valuable it was in their life at moments that they were challenged with something. So what was that first book?
The Slight Edge. The Slight Edge by, was that Jeff Olson? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like we didn't have Audible back then, so I had to actually like read the book, and I still have it back on my bookshelf, like highlighted every word.
I love the tangible book, the physical book. So that was 13 years ago. Let's talk about the last 1 to 2 years. What did you realize? Like, have things changed? Have things stayed the same? Is there something that was like a wake-up call for you in the last couple of years?
Oh, for sure. So the crazy thing is the last time I was on the National Wake Up Call, I remember like crying a little bit at the end because we were going through a really tough personal season with trying to get pregnant with my son. Oh, I'm already going to cry again. He turns 3 tomorrow, actually. And so my wake up call was when I had my son. I realized that I was kind of starting to become a shell of who I was. And then the world started changing. And that was the wake up call for me. It forced me to slow down and reevaluate like what I wanted to do with this business, the kind of impact I wanted to create, the kind of just legacy that I wanted to leave for my children. And so my call today is really all about that, you guys, because if you can lean into what this business offers, like you are going to be blown away at what it can do for you. So that was the big wake up call for me, Sandy.
Thank you. And when I called you to do this call, I had this idea that the whole month of June would be coaches that have dedicated the last, over a decade to coaching and helping others. And it's legendary. I mean, it is. What you're doing is just that consistency, that discipline. And I've always thought of you as a steady Eddie, like you didn't come out with this huge, bang and sign up 100 people a day, like you were just steadily moving along, focused on what you needed to do. And I've always admired that about you.
No, I appreciate it. I really
I'm going to get you to cry. Where's your affirmation jar?
I know. And so when Sandy asked me to do this and she told me the lineup of the women, my first thought was like, like these are women, my upline, Janelle, Christine, Barbie, like that I have looked up to for so long. And I was like, oh my goodness, like you think I'm a legend like that? Like that is mind blowing. And then I remembered like, okay, I have been a steady Eddie. I've been, true to this business because I love it so much. And so when she, told me a little bit about it and was like, I just want you to share what you've been consistent with and what like matters most to you. I was like, I can do that. And I actually just got back from a retreat with my team, Purpose Driven Nation, and I will not cry. I've already cried like 4 times this morning. But they gave me this sweet gift, you guys, this jar of affirmations. I love you guys. And they said, Meg, we want you to open one affirmation every single morning. And so I opened this one this morning.
Well, I'm going to let you take the whole call. So you go ahead and talk about your affirmation you got today.
I'll go right with it. So the one I read today is, you are exactly where you are meant to be. And it just hits so deeply, you guys, because to be honest, before I hopped on here, I was like jumping around my room, trying to turn on like songs to like get myself in a good, good headspace and all this stuff. And when I opened that, I was like, I am I'm exactly where I need to be right now. And I know that there are going to be women and men who listen to this message and say, this is what I needed to hear. And so that's what I'm here for, you guys, because I really, truly believe that the success and the lives changed through this business can be broken into three things. Like three things that if you can keep focused on, like I have for the last decade, even during trying times in your life, because we all go through them, right? You're going to be able to create so much impact. They've kept me from quitting. They've helped me realize that when I face challenges head on versus like running from them, you guys, I become a better coach, a better mom, a better wife. Okay, so make sure that you write down these 3 tips, and then I'm gonna like dive into each one. So the first tip, you guys, is loving what you do. You know, just loving what you do every single day. Number 2 is focusing on impacting others. Okay, and then number 3 is growing through your mistakes. So Sandy kind of hinted towards this at the beginning, guys, but I've seen a lot of changes with Beachbody as well as social media. And, you know, when I have coaches come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, did you see that carousels are going away, or that you have to make your own, you know, audio for reels and all this stuff? I remind them to take a deep breath, okay? Because social media is constantly going to be changing, okay? I mean, I think back to like when I started Facebook, you couldn't even put a picture up, right? Like it was just basically words, and you had to try to inspire and impact people with just your words, okay? And then I think back to Beachbody, you guys, we had to buy DVDs every time they came out. We didn't have Beachbody on demand. We didn't have Body. Like, can you imagine that? Like every time, you know, Fire and Flow, Gut Protocol, every time something launched, you had to purchase a new DVD and wait for it to show up at your house versus like within an hour being able to hop on and get it. It's crazy, okay? But the one thing that hasn't changed, you guys, is Beachbody's mission. Beachbody's mission for the last 15 years has been to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives, okay? So that first person that you have to focus on is you, okay? Your whole business, your entire business, you guys, is built around you and what you're doing for your own journey with the workouts, with the nutrition, with the supplements, and learning how to use them in a way that serves you in your life. Okay, so tip number 1, love what you do. So for most coaches, we come into this business as a coach because we've had some kind of transformation with something from Beachbody, okay? And we're like, okay, if it's helping me, maybe I can go out and help someone have a similar transformation. But it's so pivotal to continue to be on your journey first and foremost, because your business is built off of your journey, okay? The internal and external results that you see from our programs, from our products. I just hopped on and did a meditation with B on Body. If you haven't done it, she's amazing. But it shows people what we have to offer. And we show them that if you do the work the way that it's laid out, you're gonna see the results. It's also so important to note, you guys, that it's not just about the external results, okay? It's the internal results too. When I look at different seasons of my life, good or bad, I look at the workout programs that we have, the nutrition plans that we have, the supplements, the personal development, and I take that into consideration along with the physical goals that I want to achieve, okay? I also make sure that I do the same thing with my clients. I think about my client who I really, really adore. Her name's Morgan. She's actually a coach now. And she came in and she was already, 75 hard, like on her own health and fitness journey, crushing it. She was already fit, in a good routine. And she decided to do the 4-week gut protocol because that's what we were all doing, and she was like, okay, I just want to try it out and see what happens. She decided to go cold turkey with coffee, which I was like, dang, that's bold. You're taking all caffeine out. I don't think I'm quite ready for that. But she was shocked. She was shocked at how much natural energy she had within a week without coffee. She was thinking clearer, which is helping her in her full-time career as well as a mom. And she was just feeling better overall. Like, yeah, she lost a little bit of weight, but you guys, the majority of the changes were internal ones that were affecting her quality of life as a whole, okay? And now she's able to go out and take that story and share it with other people as a testimony of what happens when you use our products and really go all in, you guys. So I always have to remind myself if I'm feeling like I'm in a little bit of a slump with my journey, because I am not a robot. I have those moments too, okay? I have to remember that my excitement, my joy, my belief in what we have to offer first starts with me, okay? So I have to commit to, whatever the program is wholeheartedly before I can go out and help other people do the same. So every season of life, you guys, whether it's good or bad, lean in, okay? Because what we do is we help people through life. We help them go through without feeling like they're alone, okay? So the other thing that I wanted to make sure I mentioned, you guys, is that when I have a coach come to me and they say that they are struggling, okay? If you're feeling that way, you're not alone. Maybe you can ask yourself this question, okay? But when I have a coach that feels like she's struggling, my first question is not, can I see your business activity tracker? My first question is, how are you feeling on your journey? How are you truly feeling on your journey? And it's not just the workouts, right? Because that seems to be the easy part for people, right? Like I can push play, but it's the nutrition, it's the supplements, but even more so, you guys, the kind of personal development that they're reading or listening to, the internal dialogue that's going on with them, okay? So we walk through every part, getting them tied to a workout program that's gonna fuel them, nutrition plans, supplements, and the personal development aspect. We put together a 30-day goal and we check in often. I make sure they're in my support group so they have that daily accountability from me, and we go at it together. Okay. And that kind of goes into this quote, you guys. And this is one of my favorite quotes that I recently heard. And it said, everywhere you go, there you are. Okay. And I think back to, 3 years ago, before I had, really 4 years ago, before I got pregnant with my son, Brayden. And I was in such a lull in my life, in everything. And it seemed like that consumed everything. And I dove hard into my journey to pull me through it, because I knew that, if I was focused on this one area of my life that was not going well, it was going to soak into every area. And I also had my daughter and my husband to care for, right? So everywhere you go, there you are. You have to take care of you first. Now that leads me into my second tip, you guys, which is focusing on impacting others. We have such a powerful job as coaches, you guys. This business is centered around serving other people. It's one of the reasons why I changed my name that I had for over a decade. It was Team Fit Addicted, and now it's Purpose Driven Nation. We came together as a team to come up with that name because we are serving other people as we discover who we are, right? As we discover our purpose through this business. And so I remember a training very early on in starting to build my business from Lindsay Matway. And she was talking about how your income is a direct reflection of the lives you are truly impacting with this business. Okay, not just signing up and then being like, bye, but like truly impacting. Our jobs as coaches begin after they say yes. Okay, so at the time, I remember looking at my business and looking at my income, and I had zero success, like zeros across the board, you guys. And I was about 1.5 years into my business. And like I told you guys, it took me about 2 years to dive in, but I did have small little seasons where I would say to my coach, hey, I think I want to do this. And then I would scare myself out of it because I didn't want to dunk my head under the water, right? Like I wasn't willing to do those things quite yet. And so I had to look at it and say, what's going on? Like, why is this not working for me? And I took a very objective look, you guys. I looked at my social media and it was a very watch me message, right? Like, look at what I'm doing. Look at how this is helping me. I had to take a step back and say, this is not working, right? I had to ask myself, how can I impact someone else's life with what we have to offer at Beachbody? Why would they want to work with me, right? Like, what makes me different than the other coach? What problems are they currently having that I can help them with? When I changed that messaging in my daily posts, not only did it feel better to me, right? Like it felt very serving versus me serving. But I also started to see changes from the way people were responding to me. if you find yourself in that position, okay, and you look at your social media and you're like, oh yeah, it is very me serving, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't feel like you have to go delete everything. Here's a few just like subtle suggestions that you can do, you guys, that can make a huge difference moving forward. The first suggestion is coming up with a list of 10 problems you personally had before you signed up as a coach. Okay, like what were, or even just started Beachbody, what were those struggles that you were having? So you put that on one side of the sheet, and then on the other side, in another column, write down the solution. How is Beachbody a solution for that problem? For example, if you are someone who struggles with healthy eating, right? Like you just don't know where to start, that's the problem. The solution is 2B mindset, portion fix, gut protocol, but also your coaching to support them through that healthy eating habit. Okay. And then suggestion number 2, super easy, you guys. When you go through your post, change all the words me and I to you. Okay. It's crazy what happens when you just do those subtle changes, you guys, in the way that people are responding to you. And I do want to make sure I point out, you guys, as they said with the announcements, I always get really excited when they have promo codes because it gives me an opportunity to go back to people who over the last couple months connected with me, really needed this in their life. We talked through problems and it just either wasn't the right time for them or they had a price objection, right? And so I'm able to go back to them and let them know that I have this special $20 promo code to offer to them so that we can work through those problems that they're going through. Okay, so make sure you take advantage of that, you guys. It's such a cool opportunity. All right, so I'm going to ease into tip number 3, you guys, and this is my last tip for the call, growing through your mistakes. Now, I am very type A. I'm very type A. I don't like to make mistakes, right? And, you know, as we grow up, it's like we use the word failure as such a bad thing. Like, if I fail, then I must be bad. But I want you to take a time to just like switch that, right? Like you're actually succeeding through those failures, okay? Because let me let you in on a little secret. I've been a coach for a long time, okay? I'm what they call a veteran coach at this point. But every coach in this network that's succeeding is failing forward on a daily basis, okay? No one has all the answers to helping their clients, you know, get killer results or helping their coaches go emerald, diamond, star diamond, etc. Even though you might think that, okay? We're all just trying different things and seeing what works during this season of the world and life. The way that I ran my coach groups back in 2011, 2012 look very different than how I run them in 2022, okay? But I've had to fail forward to get to that point. So let go of knowing how to do everything, you guys, and just focus on B- work. A quote that helped me so much with this, you guys, because I would try to perfect everything, is that B- work changes lives. Okay, like just let yourself go out there and put B- work out there because it's going to change someone else's life. All right, so every week I set these 2 worthy fails in my business. I write them down at the top of my planner for the week and I say, okay, what 2 worthy fails am I going to focus on this week? And what I mean by worthy fails, you guys, are things that you most likely are not going to succeed with right away. Okay, so examples of that could be maybe going live on Instagram or Facebook to invite to your coaching team. I don't know what it is. I can talk on this, but like pressing go live on Instagram, I like automatically start sweating. It's scary. And so I force myself to do those kind of things because I know I'm going to grow from it. Maybe doing a reel. Maybe also I was a little scared of reels when they first came out and I would have to like get myself geared up to go out there and do it. Maybe it's talking on stories. That can be a big thing for new coaches at the beginning when you get started to just hold up your phone and talk on your reels. So maybe it's doing that and having a bold invite to join your team. Or maybe it's just running a sneak peek in coaching, okay? All of these are things that coaches who are succeeding are pushing themselves to do, okay? And the first time they do it, probably even the 5th or 6th time, is always a learning curve, okay? So I let go of the validation to see that it works right away and just know that this is the starting point to find out what is working. Okay. So after I do those 2 worthy vows, you guys, I go back and I look at it objectively. I do not judge myself. I don't go into that negative headspace like, oh, I got so many less likes or comments, or no one, decided that they wanted information. I go back and I say, okay, what worked from this worthy vow? Like, what worked? What didn't work? What can I do differently moving forward? Okay, so those are the 3 questions I ask myself. And I go through this evaluation process over and over and over again until I find what works. So this method has allowed me to not get so caught up in like knowing everything, but being proud of the fact that I am putting one step in front of the other to find out what does work.
You know what I love about that so much is that you're kind of planning for disasters. When you run a business, it is not smooth sailing. And what keeps you in that business is your love for what you do. So every weathered storm, every storm you've had to weather in the last 13 years, you still pushed through because you love what you do and you love helping others. And you realize that you were growing through the challenges, through the mistakes. So it just all makes sense. Like the wisdom of, 13 years as a coach, it is, I'm sure you're hoping that newer coaches stick it through. Because you can't just jump ship every time you hit an iceberg. Not the best analogy. Okay. But thank you for all of this, because I see that people on the Facebook group here on the Team Beachbody Coach 411 page, they are responding really well to what you're saying, because you didn't give up. You planned on things that could happen, that would happen, and how you would react. And you don't just freak out every time an algorithm is changed.
Well, I may have freaked out to my husband, but then I just go and figure it out, right?
Yeah. You freak out. You've got a couple hours to freak out, and then you get into planning mode. So
yeah, for sure.
Love everything, Meg. And now, to close out the call, I wish you could talk all day. Superpowers, you have been steady Eddie for 13 years, but what in the last few years do you think that you've had to really develop and you consider it to be a superpower?
Sure. I feel like every time someone asks me that, it's like that question, like hobbies, right? When someone's like, so what's your hobbies? And I'm like, I don't really have hobbies. But when you said superpower, I was like, I feel like it's my commitment. And so I asked my husband too. I said, okay, every time you ask your husband a question, they get like, oh gosh, I don't know what you're going to ask me. Right. And I'm like, I need you to tell me what my superpower is. If you could tell me like the one thing. And he said the same thing that came to my brain, which was 100% commitment in everything I do, you guys. I'm committed to finishing no matter what. Kind of what Sandy said, like, I know that I'm going to mess things up. But I'm going to finish it, right? And learn through it. So I wasn't always like that. My mom always likes to talk about when I was a freshman in high school, I joined a dance company, and I think I got bumped to the back row or something. And I was like, I'm out. I'm not doing this. And I stopped that commitment. And you know what? Looking back, that was 20 years ago, my confidence in myself went down when I stopped that commitment. So when I thought about this section, I thought about, okay, when I came into Beachbody, the motto was decide, commit, succeed. I took that to heart. And I said, okay, if I apply those words, decide, commit, succeed, to my business, I'm going to be able to create the impact that I want to. And so I started modeling that 100% commitment in every program I did. I would do it from start to finish. Every book I would listen to from start to finish. Every time I would sit down to do those impact producing activities, the inviting, the following up, the networking, the connecting, the sharing my journey, you guys, I actually would do what I wrote down on that paper to do. And every time I did, my confidence in myself and my ability would go up. I also know that the opposite is true, you guys. When we skip out on a workout, when we don't follow a nutrition plan, when we set that goal to be a certain rank for summit and then kind of backpedal, right? Like when we break promises to ourselves, our confidence goes down one by one by one. But here's the cool thing, you guys, and I'm speaking from experience, is that you are one decision away from changing the direction of that. Okay. One commitment at a time, you're going to be able to build 100% commitment to. Okay. And I heard this quote. I'm all about the quotes. And one of my coaches, Brandy, shared this with me. She said, change is inevitable and inevitable. Change is inevitable. That's a mouthful. But growth is optional. Okay. I've chosen 100% commitment over the last decade to this business. Like, mind blowing, you guys. I grew up with Beachbody. That's crazy. I was 22 when I started, but I did it because I knew that the internal growth I was going to create through it, through doing those hard things, through leaning into the struggles, through learning how to coach and lead other people, it was going to shape me into the woman that I was meant to be here on earth, for myself, for my family, for my team, for my clients. And I mean, that's what we're here for, right? Like, we're here to become who we were made to be. So mine's 100% commitment.
I love that so much, because it is so who you are. And I asked that question and I really get a myriad of answers, from resiliency to persistence. But I love this question because it's what you have brought to Beachbody. Beachbody is a partnership, and it's like, we help you market the products, we give you the products, or you buy the products. I mean, like, Beachbody comes with its own set of tools. But you, over the course of learning about yourself and helping others, you have flexed muscles that is an accolade in itself. It's an achievement in itself. I mean, I'm just thinking about you. You are so committed to this business that it's a blessing for us, for Beachbody. So there, I got a little tear out of that one.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy you were the first to kick off a month of, Coach Legends. You're so wise. Thank you. Keishan, thank you. You're so wise. The experience is nothing that you can pay for. Experience comes with time in the job, experience with people. You just have brought so much guidance to people that are on your team and purposefully driven. I'm really just very happy to have you on. Any last words?
Just commit, you guys. Like, dunk your head into the water. I love that she said at the beginning, just dunk your whole head in, you guys, because like I said, it's so worth it for the impact and the growth that you're going to have.
So great. Thank you, Meg. I'm going to move on with the end of the call. Stick around. We'll talk after this. And thank you again. That was just incredible. And I know that many people cannot get on live, but if you could tell your friends, or definitely newer coaches on your team, to listen to this call on podcast or to come back to Facebook and watch it again. Great tips, great wisdom. It's just like this beautiful, guiding light that says, this is what I do. Even to this day, I am still consistent and I'm still committed. And I just love her message. Next week, we have Barbie Kalev, and she's been coaching 15 years. And I'm just so excited for this whole month of amazing speakers. So with that, I'm going to say, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.